Sport is incredible. And I was listening to what you're saying. And frankly, I think it was disgusting. You should absolutely not have been doing that.
Welcome to another episode of Mildly Informed with me, Chris Skinner, and him, Richie Firth. How are you, Richie? I thought I'd just try and freshen things up because last week you decided that I didn't open the podcast very well. You actually said that we should come back and review how the intro was, so I thought I'd give you a different one this week.
For a quarter of a second, I thought you'd had a stroke.
I can't rule it out.
Okay. Well, Chris, it's lovely to be here. And may I say, you are looking fantastic.
Thank you very much. Oh, no, I see what you're doing there. I see what you're doing. We are here to mildly inform you, first of all, about who we are. And we've got that wrong. So quite how the rest of this episode is going to go, I do not know.
Rich, what an exciting time to be alive. Genuinely, the week has got so cold. It's so wintry. Yet I have such a summer feeling in my bones.
Well, let's talk about that because I reckon I know what is injected into our bones to give us a summery feel on this wintry time. I would like to start off by reviewing cricket. Now, I know there are some people who will be listening to this, maybe they are international listeners who don't live in a country that embraces cricket. They might be listeners who listen here in the UK and just don't like the sport. But every 2 years and every 4 years, depending on whether you look at it's a summer in England or a winter in Australia, the Ashes, a cricket match between England and Australia, just dominates the thoughts of cricket fans across the world. And it's here. And Chris, I don't know how I'm going to survive the next 2 months.
I think we can spend the next 10 minutes talking about the Ashes without directly talking about the sport and the tactics, though. So if you are scared of us becoming a sports show, do not worry. Rich, to just emphasise the point you just made there, I woke at 1:40 this morning to check the scores before realising that play didn't start till 2:30. And so went back to sleep, woke again at 5:30, saw things were a complete shit show, just didn't even bother watching, went straight back to bed, and then finally got up at 6:30 to see things being a total shit show, sat through it. But things have got a little bit better since then. In fact, Richie, I said we weren't going to talk about sport. A sport has just happened. Ben Stokes, the captain, I think has just taken his second wicket in his second over. Sport has just happened. Sport.
Are we able to talk about live sport when we don't have the rights for it? You were just doing live commentary of sport.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, this will be broadcast on a Saturday morning, 24 hours after this has taken place. So
do you know what? That's a really good way of getting around rights, isn't it? By doing it delayed by a day.
Yeah. So if you are, basically, you cannot watch the next test match, but just rely on Rich to give you a tiny fraction of commentary 24 hours after it happened.
I had a similar thing to you, Chris. I didn't wake up at 1:40 to see what the score was because I knew that the match started very bizarrely, by the way, at 2:20. That was the exact time that it started. What's that all about? 2:15 I could work with, 2:30 I could work with, 2:20, that's not a time to start a game.
It's got to be some kind of opening presentation. There must have been kids firing fireworks like through a galah or something.
Alf Stewart ceremonially did the coin toss or something.
Leading the parade of soap opera stars at the start, yeah.
We got a new bed yesterday, so last night was the first night's sleep in a brand new bed. Yet I still woke at 6 o'clock, and the first thought I had was not, oh my God, that was a great night's sleep. My first thought was, cricket, let's check what the score was. And I saw that it had been dismal. A friend of mine quoted it as a shit show. So I went back to sleep for an hour. Then I woke up and it was still shit showy. And then I had breakfast and it decided to get a little bit better. And I guess the reason that I want to talk about cricket without us touching on sport, because this is not a sports podcast, even though you did a little bit of live sport commentary
I
earlier.
just said that sport had happened. That was all. My only commentary. Sport.
Sport had happened. It's just how, for me, because it is cricket that is happening in Australia and we're invested in it for the next month and a half, it just messes with your life rhythm. And I don't know whether my body, my mind is ready to have that tickle of the balls, that little bit of frisson first thing in the morning before things have started.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I mean, it's really ruining my Duolingo. Like, I had to do my Duolingo in the tea break of the cricket this morning. So I'm going to have to start scheduling other things in my life, like, I guess, going to work and stuff in some pocket. I don't know how I'm going to function for the next 6 months.
I'm concerned how my son's going to get to school for the next few weeks. I said to my wife this morning, I said, right, I'm going to go down and have my breakfast while he gets dressed because I've not had that yet. And then I just was refreshing the sports feed to see if sport had happened.
It's going to be a challenge. My youngest and your youngest are going to just have to find their own way to school for the next 6 weeks.
I mean, that's what kids did back in the day, isn't it? They foraged.
They foraged. That's exactly right. They weren't even sent off with their lunch. They had to go to the woods. That's why Little Red Riding Hood was such a pertinent tale. It was genuinely a thing that happened to the class in the year above them. So, absolutely.
We're going to come on to this a little bit later. You don't know this, but we're going to come on to this a little bit later. And there's something else that I want to talk about. And I do wonder whether the way that we've managed to advance in society, some of the technological developments that we have in 2025 that we didn't necessarily have 40 years ago, whether they truly are an improvement. I kind of long to go back to a simpler time when we weren't able to know what was happening down under in the Ashes. I think I'd rather find out a day later when a newspaper comes out.
No, that's horseshit. Absolutely not. I thought you were going to go, and I remember 20 years ago, as a very young man, I would have the radio on, and I would listen to the radio commentary because the TV wasn't an option. That I thought is what you're going to say, and I'd be like, well, I guess I do really like Test Match Special, so fair enough. But no. Like, get the good stuff. I've got it in front of me whilst I'm talking to you in HD. And for you to moan about that technology, given that we don't have to be in a studio together and we're releasing a program that is literally only available to people who have the internet.
All right, I retract that. I guess what I'm reviewing is cricket is going to mess with my rhythm for the next 2 months, and I don't know how I'm going to survive. I am giving cricket, I'm giving the Ashes a 3-star review. It can deliver and can give you some really big highs, but when it's bad, oh my God, it can mess with you so much. Cricket, the Ashes, 3 stars.
A fair review. I mean, I would say, Rich, that actually the best way for it to not mess with you over the next 6 weeks is for the cricket to be 1 star. Like, if it's really bad, you give up.
It's true.
Rich, let's move away from sport and talk about another national obsession, which I am really struggling to get my head around, and I think it's something that you might enjoy. So this story is actually over a week old, and I still cannot get my head around it. I still don't know if it's the worst thing I've ever read or it's absolutely fantastic and I wish I could be a part of it. And I'll give you the headline from the BBC News website. There were other reports of this. It's a quote. Why I queued for almost 24 hours for a jacket potato.
What?
And
I love a jacket potato, but I can't see I'd queue for it for 24 hours.
So let's wind back a second. First of all, queues. I'm not a good queuer. I'm an appalling queuer. People go on about how Brits love to queue. Frankly, I will, like, if there's a thing that's happening and I'm like, feels like there might be a queue, I sort of actively go, actually, I might not go. I think a lot of the reason I haven't been to sort of gigs and big events at Wembley Stadium is the queues. And I just I cannot. I will walk if I leave the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. I will do the really long walk to Seven Sisters or Northumberland Park to avoid the queues at White Hart Lane. I hate them, hate them, hate them, hate them. But I know that so often really great stuff is at the end of a queue. I recently queued, as I said in this program, to meet Bradley Wiggins, and it's such a complicated thing. Now, queuing for food, that's interesting because if the reward at the end of the queue is incredible food, then maybe I'm like, maybe it's worth doing a hangout with a friend. We get going. Go on. What do you think?
I last Sunday went to IKEA at Lakeside. Now, I do not like going there. My wife loves going there a lot, but you can't always in life do the things that you want to do. You've got just, it's you've got to do other people's things. You can't live a selfish life. So I thought, okay, that's fine. We'll go. And I rationalised it, thinking, well, at least at the end of it, I'll get the meatballs and the Loganberry sort of little jam that they do
Hmm.
with the mash
Yep.
and the gravy. I thought, well, that's cool. I'll walk around looking at things, and then at least I've got that reward at the end, like you said.
Hmm.
We'd got there for opening 10:30 on a Sunday morning, which meant that by the time we'd snaked our way through the IKEA displays and got to the food hall, it was midday on a Sunday. And the queue for the meatballs was biblical. Now, despite the fact that this was the reward that I'd promised myself, I could not join the end of that queue, even though I knew what the
Yeah.
reward was going to be at
Okay.
the end. And I
Yeah.
called it and I said to Natalie, I said, no, I can't be doing this. And she said, but that's all you've wanted here today. I said, I know, but I don't want this. And I know I can be home in 40 minutes. And I can't guarantee that I'll be sat down with meatballs in 40 minutes. So we left.
Well, you then might feel a bit uncomfortable at the reason why people were queuing for this. So there is a super hot, viral, sensational chain of small cafes, restaurants, takeouts called Spud Bros. They were started in Preston. They've become an absolute sensation online. So they launched the branch in Sheffield. 400 people were in the queue. People were joining, as I said, 24 hours before. People didn't just rock up from Sheffield, they rocked up from towns and cities for, 50, 100 miles away to be a part of this, just to get a viral baked potato. Now, a lot of people say the high street is dying, the high street is dead. What a great thing to happen to a high street to have these people coming out because maybe they then pop to the shop next door, which actually, in the case of this, one side was a Christmas shop, so a short-term let, and the other side of the shop, it's to let. So like what a great thing that this internet sensation has got people on the high street, and maybe this will do something for vacancies, shop vacancies on high streets, which I think is a really bad thing. But Christ Almighty, Richie, a baked potato, like what are they putting on it? Gold, like there's not a filling in a baked potato that would make me queue for more than 5 minutes, let alone 24 hours. And I like baked potatoes.
I love baked potatoes. I'd never queue for one. I would never queue for one. A baked potato is something that any imbecile can cook at home. No matter how bad a cook you are in your own kitchen,
Yep.
whether you just microwave meal everything, any moron can do a baked potato at home and do a really good one. So there's no need to queue out for one. There's other foods
Just
that you can get out.
impatience.
Yeah, just impatience, yes. And I don't have that. I left IKEA. We ended up going to TGI Fridays. I had one of the best meals I've had for ages.
What did you have?
I had the one of their burgers with also some ribs and some sesame scattered little bits of chicken as well. It was really good.
What was that monstrosity of a burger you had with me in Glasgow? Um, that was like it was too much. It looked like it was sweating before you even ate it, and then you started sweating.
I did. It was huge. I can picture the restaurant. I can picture the
I feel like
seating
it had a
arrangement.
cake in it or something. Like there was something wrong with it.
I want to say I feel like it had mac and cheese in it.
Yeah, it was something entirely inappropriate, and you still polished it off.
Too quickly, I remember. We're getting away from the subject here of queuing.
Queues, 2 stars. Great for the high street. It only gets 2 because of its impact on the high street. Otherwise, people, sort yourselves out. But Spud Bros, if you want to send us a potato in the post, or maybe just send us a tin of beans and we'll cook it ourselves.
Respect to Spud Bros, but no, that's no one needs to queue for that. Do it at home.
Should we see if Spud Bros have advertised on the show?
Let's do it. Turns out they didn't need to advertise because they're already getting people queued down Sheffield High Street. Chris, what has happened to our weapon game?
Well, are you meaning you and me specifically?
No, I don't. So last night, I've already referred to the fact that we got a new bed, which I did nothing to put together other than...
I don't like where this conversation's going.
You're worried about the weapon, aren't you? I did nothing other than get the mattress upstairs last night. And that mattress was not in erect form. It was rolled up, vacuum packed, and inside a box. It was so heavy. It was unbelievably heavy. Everyone knows that mattresses are difficult to move when you move in house and all that kind of stuff. They're a nightmare. But when they're in their new form, mattresses are so difficult to get about. But I got it up onto the bed and then started to release it from its vacuum packed packing. Now, academically, I've never been gifted. However, there was one subject in my school career that I got A at, and that was physics. And I said to Natalie, as I was getting this mattress out, I said, "You need to stand back." And she was like, "What?" I said, "You need to stand back. I'm going to get this mattress out of the packaging right now." And she went, "What are you on about?" And I went, "You don't understand. There is so much energy that is stored inside this mattress right now. And every little snip of the scissors is just waiting to uncoil at you. You need to move out the way." Why are you laughing? I don't understand. What's wrong?
This is all euphemism, right?
And I snipped, and I snipped, and I snipped. And then Christopher...
Did it uncoil?
It uncoiled, and it whipped like a poisonous snake out towards my wife. Now, it did not get her, but it did make me think. If you watch any historical film where you've got people fighting with trebuchets and rock balls and stuff like that, that's what weapons used to be.
Yep.
Why are they not like that now?
Holy shit.
What's wrong with you? You'd see it, and you'd be frightened. Nowadays, we don't look at weapons and we're not frightened. Like if you if you looked at a wound back trebuchet that's ready to just go and like fling cannonballs and stone balls over castle walls and all that, there was genuine fear.
And so if an armoured car was coming to you with a massive cannon on top of it at 50 miles an hour over the countryside, hurtling towards your house, going bang, bang, bang with another 15 behind it, you'd be like, it's not a trebuchet. If a plane dropping bombs was landing all around you, you'd go, catapult.
What I am saying is that people seem to have forgotten the force that's in a mattress. You could actually kill. You could kill with a wound-up mattress. Honestly, Chris, you could. If you were stood in front of me, you think I'm taking the piss here. I'm being serious.
I have no idea.
If you were stood right in front of me right now and I released a coiled up mattress and it
Yeah.
hit you in the face, no
Yeah.
matter how strong you are or how much cycling or been to the gym you are, you would be flattened. There's every chance your head would crack on a concrete floor and you'd be dead
Why
from
would
a
there be a
mattress.
concrete floor? We'd be in your bedroom. Surely you've got carpets.
No, I have got carpets, but I'm talking about weaponizing mattresses.
I'm not going to go anywhere near you. Why would I come up to you on a concrete floor and you say, I'm going to open this mattress up? I just don't understand the scenario.
It's 5:30 on a Sunday evening, and I'm up your garden path with a coiled mattress and unfurled it in your face, and you've fallen back on your concrete floor, and you're dead in your lounge, and your family's crying.
I don't understand this conversation. I don't know what we're talking about.
We're talking about mattresses as weapons, and I'm giving them a 4-star review.
Unbelievable. I have no idea if that was entirely euphemism based or there was a point that you were trying to make or whether it was actually just exactly as you said it was, in which case a series of non sequiturs that you then gave 4 stars.
There's every chance that I think I might have just talked an unholy load of shit. And if I have, I apologise.
No, don't apologise. Don't apologise. I'm having a really nice time.
Chris, but before we move on, has sport been happening?
No, not much sport.
Okay.
I mean, you know, sport is doing sport, but it's not sporty enough to talk about.
What else have you had on your mind this week?
For the second time this week, I am going to talk about food. Richie, I was at a function yesterday, and there was an array of nibbles, sweet and savoury, going around. All the obvious stuff, including at the end cupcakes as well. You know, all different types of pizza and chippy dips and stuff. One thing that I thought was quite interesting, there were both meat and vegan hot dogs doing the rounds, chopped into like little threes. It was the full thing, chopped into thirds. So it was a nice finger food style, with the sort of onion bits and mustard and ketchup on them. And I was very me doing this, which is for a start, it was a function, so I wanted to make sure that I was hosting. So I wanted to make sure the guests had eaten first. And as soon as I could see everyone was around and having a nice time, there's lots of food, I thought I could do eating some stuff. You know my relationship with eating lots of carbs at the moment. I'm trying to be as healthy as I can, and I do succumb to carbs quite a lot. So I was like, oh, you know what I'm going to do? There's loads of the vegan ones left. So I'm just going to pop my fingers into the hot dog and eat the vegan sausages out of the buns and not eat the buns. And I don't know if you've ever had a vegan hot dog sausage before. The hot dog sausage is just to roll back, is the most disgusting of looking of the sausages.
Yeah.
Like the fact they come in those jars is repulsive to me. It's absolutely repulsive. But they do have a decent enough taste about them. You know, there is a certain specific hot dog sausage flavor, which the vegan hot dog actually has. I don't know how they do it, but it's got that kind of briny, sort of vaguely porky flavor to it, despite being vegan. It's not nice, but it does seem to replicate that. So I had 2 or 3. And then because I'd sort of got a bit of a flavour and I'd had a beer, I then actually also ate a bun as well. So completely destroyed my entire plan. I'm not sure if I'm reviewing specifically the vegan sausage, which I do want your opinion on, or I'm reviewing being that kind of cockroach who scuttles around picking up the leftover food. Let's start on hot dogs.
A few things to pick up on. The first of all is I don't know what's going on, but it does sound like there's a rat inside your microphone. Every now I'm just hearing a little sort of like rattle, just a little rattle. It's as if there's a rat upstairs in the loft, but I know there isn't. I'm just wondering whether there's a rat inside your microphone.
I mean, I actually don't know if this is a setup for a Richie Firth joke or there is actually something wrong with my microphone.
No. You'll listen back to this later and you think, oh, he's right. In that last 2 minutes there, it did sound like there was a rat inside the microphone, but that's by the by. Let's go back to vegan sausage. You're worried about me today. You don't need to be. You don't need to be.
I'm not sure you're a reliable witness.
I love meat. I love meat.
Yep. Great start to this.
I know that there's going to be some people that will be offended and disappointed by that, and I respect your views. But I love meat and eating it. I'm aware that the Greggs vegan sausage roll is, so I'm told, incredible. Now, I think their traditional meat-based sausage roll is incredible. I've not tried the vegan one, so that should probably be my entry level into the vegan hot dog, because I've never tried one because I love meat so much. So I will do that for you this week. For you this week,
Yep.
I will have a Greggs vegan sausage roll, and I'll give you my thoughts. That's all I can say regarding the hot dog side of things. Regarding snuffling around and taking stuff at do's, like you were describing, I am fully on board that.
Yes.
That is acceptable behaviour. I was at a child's birthday party a week or so ago. It was a 3-year-old girl's party. Which I was at because my son was best friends with the older brother of the 3-year-old girl, and he was the nominated friend that the older brother could have with him there. And while the girls were having all of their princess and Elsa stuff that was going on, and all the kids had their food, and there was a lot of food left over, and the parents were beginning to tidy up and then realised, oh no, we've got to do the party bags. So then they went away from the table again. I cruised the table just eating sandwiches and stuff that had been left. It had got kids' mitts all over it, but that was food that was going to waste. And that to me is similar to what you were doing at your event that you were hosting. Sports happened.
Sport has just happened.
Good
and
sport.
For the third time, very good sport. For the third time in about 15 minutes, the England captain has done a sport on the Australian batter.
I want to ask a question of you, and that is, how many times has an England bowler now achieved sport over an Australian one?
They've done 7 sports.
Okay,
and the Australians are still 54 sports behind England's sports.
Oh wow! Okay, cool. Well, sport's been happening, hasn't it?
Sport is incredible. And I was listening to what you were saying, and frankly, I think it was disgusting. You should absolutely not have been doing that.
So, are you reviewing? Are you reviewing vegan hot dogs or snaffling food at events?
Let's review the vegan hot dogs after you've had one, and we can both give a review.
Yep.
I'm going to review party truffling.
Oh, that's a great phrase for it.
Yep. Party truffling is a 3-star thing because I think, as you point out, I think it is a guaranteed pathway to COVID and stomach bugs. But there is something quite
That's very
naughty.
satirical and topical after the COVID inquiry this week. A lot of party truffling went on there. Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God. Can you imagine Boris in a buffet? Oh, the fingers.
Yeah.
3 stars.
I'd be tempted to give it 4 because there's something.
Not your review.
Not my review. Fair point, sir. I stand corrected.
Review it yourself next week. Oh, I wonder if Spud Bros are back.
still snubbing this podcast. Up yours, Spud Bros.
No. It's not too late, Spud Bros. Don't listen to him. It's always next week.
Oh, come on. In the history of this podcast, no matter what it's been called, every corporation that we flirt with, they come nowhere near. Intertube, never sponsored. Spud Bros, never sponsored. Rubicon, didn't spend a dime. Waitrose, all their tangy fantastics that we had, nothing. So Spud Bros, up yours. See what it does.
That nice guy in the late travel hacker days did want to charge us 60 grand to hire a train, though.
That's true. As he's still waiting. Chris, we've talked a lot about food in this episode, and I, for one, don't apologise. I would like to talk about one more food before we hop over to Patreon and show a little bit of love to our friends over there.
The best people. You are so good.
We mentioned Cheeseballs in passing a couple of episodes ago, and you didn't know about them, cheesy footballs.
In my head, since you talked about them, I do have a bit of a muscle memory clicking in. They're like these sort of wafery things, aren't they? With like a kind of cream cheese, hardish cream cheese in the middle.
Correct. They're made by the KP Corporation, who do nuts the rest of the year. And then as you approach Christmas...
That's what they do, is it?
That's what they do.
They throw the nuts off the production line.
Well, what they do, because they still make nuts, because people still need nuts at Christmas. But what they do is they devote a little bit of their production line in the run-up to Christmas to making cheesy footballs. And then it comes to January and you can't find a cheesy football for love nor money. But that's fine, because I suppose that's what makes them special. And the reason I want to talk about the KP cheesy footballs properly and review them shortly is because, as you well know, Christmas food is now well and truly in the supermarkets, despite the fact that as we talk, it's only Friday the 21st of November. Now, that's fine. I know we all need to spread the cost of Christmas and start stocking up, but it's a wonderful time of year because it's the time of year where food, snacks, savoury or sweet, are in the supermarket that aren't there at any other time. So I'm talking your KP cheesy footballs. I'm talking your matchmakers. There's a chocolate snack that I love. Do you like a matchmaker, Chris?
No.
What do you not like about matchmakers?
They're just give me some normal chocolate. Give me some advent calendar chocolate, which I can eat in November.
No, we've covered this. You can have normal chocolate any other time of the year. Okay, but matchmakers, they're there for you at Christmas time to be able to nibble sort of like a wood chopper into your mouth. Nuggety little bits of minty chocolate.
I'm pleased that you like them.
You're talking cheesy footballs. We're talking matchmakers. We're talking tofifi. Where do you stand on tofifi? Another festive staple.
It's all right.
It's not all right. It's more than all right. It's amazing.
It's all right.
Quality Street.
I prefer Heroes and Celebrations.
Oh, come on. That is quality. Heroes and Celebrations are the kind of thing that you might buy for a babysitter. Tuck into those whilst we're out. We'll be back by 10. All right. Quality Street is special, Chris. It's the name's in the title.
Look, if there are Quality Street going, I will really happily eat about half of them. The problem is that the other half are disgusting. And
there's only one disgusting Quality Street, and that's the coconut one. That's what's left in our house.
The coconut one's nice. It's like a Bounty.
Yeah, which I can't stand.
Well, that's your problem. I like them. We should get a box between us. We could do the whole thing.
Shall we get... I've got a great idea.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, I've got a great idea. For next week's episode...
Yep.
Shall we both get a tin of Quality Street and we'll rank them?
It's a great idea.
You know how we ranked the months of the year from best to worst?
Yep.
We will next week rank Quality Street best to worst.
I'm up for it. We will sort this. I will remember to do it during the edit for this, and we will sort it out.
Very excited by that. I'm reviewing Christmas food. I love the fact it's back. It's a 5-star review led by KP Cheeseballs. Now, that is a corporation that I would love to hear sponsor. And you've got about 3 or 4 episodes left before Christmas. So, KP Corporation, concentrate on making your cheesy balls, but put some money our way and we'll show you some love.
Again, I'm not sure if that was a euphemism.
It's been euphemistically high this episode, and if you've liked that, you can let us know by emailing us, mildlyinformedpod@gmail.com. That's our email address with any feedback, questions that you can put to us. You can find us on the socials, at Producer Chris, at Richie Firth. I love the way at the end of the episode you just sit back so uninterested. You just want to get with the Patreons, and we're going to be there very soon because we're on Patreon, mildlyinformedpod at patreon.com. We'll be back next week with the regular people. We're going to show some love to our spenders. See you soon.